Hello everybody, this is the second part of a three video series about the first semester project. In this video we will take care about the annotation layer on our project. We will learn the specific tools for the annotation layer. At the end of the last video we finish our design. We have some working views where we did our modeling itself, and at this point what we will create the outline proposal drawings and also the project proposal drawings. And mainly don't consider this as a guide to create the drawings itself, consider this as a um, tool inspiration for your designs. By all means, don't consider these drawings as a perfect iteration and as a perfect drawing layout, because what matters in this video series is the usage of such a tools and the usage of Revit tools. So we're going to start actually through the basic ones. So we're gonna create the outline proposal drawings. So at this stage, this is my working view. This is the view that I'm using to model in 3D, to have some annotations, to have some reference planes and everything. What's gonna happen is that I'm gonna create from now on, I'm gonna create a level one, a plan drawing for the outline proposal. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this view. I'm going to duplicate not without detailing, because the annotation layer is not ready yet. What I'm going to duplicate is just the 3D settings on the camera, and this is what I have. Okay, so what I'm going to do, probably even better, instead of duplicating with the camera settings, I'm just going to delete this one for now, so then you understand what's happening. So what I did, I have my camera settings and I just duplicate another view with the same camera settings. What I can create a view from scratch that Revit will do for me. And the way I do that is that, so then I have the standard settings from Revit, and the way I do it, I come to the view, I come to the plan views, I want to create a floor plan. On the floor plan, yeah, this is what I want to create. In this case, it's checked, do not duplicate existing views. I want to duplicate, and I want to duplicate exactly level 1. So level 1, my new level 1 is here, and this is my base camera settings from Revit. I need to work in this view, so then it represents my drawing. So first things first, I'm not gonna see the topography, so I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna hide this category in view. I'm gonna hide the category of topography. So I'm gonna do this. Is the same as coming to the VG menu and go to the topography and uncheck it. Is the same procedure, just in a faster way. Another one that I'm gonna do, I don't want to see reference planes, so reference planes at this stage I'm not gonna see them. I'm gonna hide them as well. One thing that I want to make sure is that my grids, they are not so visible as they show up here, so I'm gonna right click on it. I'm gonna override by category. I'm gonna want them to be half-toned. I'm gonna say apply. Okay, so what I need to do for my outline proposal drawings, I need to have walls in black. So I'm going to go to the VG. I'm going to select two walls, and my cut patterns, they will be black. So I'm going to select solid black. I'm going to say OK, and apply. I don't know if you noticed, but in here these are not cut patterns, because these walls, as you remember, they are 800 and the cut is at 120. So what happens is they are not patterns, they're not cut patterns, they are projection patterns. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the projection patterns also for the walls. So solid black, I'm just going to select the color here and just say OK, apply. and okay. Okay, so at this stage, my patterns are a bit better. Something to notice here is that if I undo this step, if I just do the wall, so I select any wall, override graphics in by category. If I do the same, the cut patterns are just black, solid. You notice here that I don't have I can see the openings on the windows. um, um, the other way that I did, I just the projection. So when I come here and I override graphics in view by category, and if I do um, the projection to solid black, it hides the openings of the windows. I don't know if you remember, but we gave 1 millimeter wall thickness beneath the walls, and that's what is happening in here. So probably I'm gonna go half tone this. No, actually no. um, what I'm gonna do, the projection, I'm gonna change them to be, instead of being black, I'm gonna change them to be dark dark gray, something like this. So then it makes more sense, and I can also say to my clients what is what. Okay, so at this stage, my walls are black. My grids, they might be a little bit too big, so I have to work on this family. I have to reduce its size. At the moment is 6.5. I might have to reduce that to maybe I don't know, maybe a 3 millimeters. I'm gonna do that after. For now, what I want to create rooms, and I also want to create room tags. For that, I'll come to architecture. I'm going to create room. Do not place rooms automatically at this point. Room boundarings, I'll do it after. Tag on placement is activated, that's what I want. Level 1, offset, room new, that's perfect by me. Something to notice here is that because this room doesn't have any walls, it invades all the spaces, so it goes until this corridor. I want to create some separation lines in here. I'll do that after. For now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this room in here. I'm going to create this room in here and this room in here. I want to separate these rooms as well, so I want to create a walk-in closet on this one and another one on this one, but for now I'm just going to create one here, and I'm going to put two separation lines, and I'm going to create another room in the. To create the room separations, I just click on the room separation tool, and I'm gonna use lines. Yes, that's good by me. I'm gonna use wall center line, create one here and one here. If we check this room now, this room doesn't invade the other space. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna create another room. So as you can see, this room doesn't invade now, and now I'm gonna create another room in here. I'm gonna create more room separation lines, so then I have more rooms. So room separator, from here to here, and another one in here. So room, this is going to be my lobby, my kitchen, and my living room, and this one is going to be my corridor. To rotate the tag, just place with a space. That's it. Okay, so I can start renaming my rooms. So click on the tag, click on the text, and just type the room name. bedroom. Just gonna define this one to be the master bedroom, and I'm just gonna do the rest for the entire house. Okay, so after naming all rooms, something came to mind that maybe the room tag should present the area of the room, and also the room tag should be a bit smaller. For instance, here on walk-in closet, I can barely see the furniture, so it's too expressive. The room tag is just too big. So at this point, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select all instances visible in this view, so all the room tags, and I'm gonna change them to be with area, and I don't want to see the room number, so the room number should be off, just the area. But something here that I don't really like is the spacing between, and also the text size. It might be too big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit this tag family. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just this is correct, the label. Let me see if I have, no, I don't have another size. So I'm going to edit this type, duplicate, and I'm going to say 1.5 millimeters. I'm going to remove the number 2, 1.5 millimeters, and that's what I'm going to do here, 1.5 millimeters. Say okay. This one, I'm not going to delete it, I'm just going to move it down here. I'm going to select the square meters, move it up, and I'm going to want it to be 1.5 as well, maybe a bit up as well, something like this. These two, because they are turned off inside the family, I'm not going to see them, so I don't mind to change their sizes. I'm going to load into project. Do I want to save this into my computer as the default room tag? No, but I want to override this room tag in the project and its parameter values. So yeah, it's a bit better now. I can move them a little bit and make sure that they correspond. Actually, this one maybe I can. Yes, I can put them straight now. I'm gonna move this one as well. Walk-in closet, something like this. Okay, so I have this section from the previous movie. I think I'm gonna delete it for now. So I'm gonna just delete. Yes, I want also to delete this view. It's fine by me for now. Yeah, something that I noticed that my openings in this side they are white, and in here they are gray. I don't really have a problem of having this projection in white. Yeah, something that I just go on the go. I am deciding what looks best. So category, surface patterns, I'm just gonna say by object styles, and this one not override. I'm gonna apply and say okay. So this one looks a bit neater. What more? What do I need to do? Okay, so I need to have tone as well my furniture. So right click on it. Now this time I'm gonna do it in VG. So VG, I'm gonna select furniture, and in furniture I'm just gonna see the line. In this one I'm gonna say it's gonna be half toned. Apply. Also doors and windows. So doors, windows might be the last one. Yes, windows as well, half toned. Let's say apply. I'm gonna see the results now. Okay, I'm missing some plumbing fixtures, so I'm gonna go to the plumbing fixtures. I'm gonna say that they are half toned. Apply as well, and say okay in here. Yeah, I can save the project. What is this? This is casework. Casework again. I'm gonna do that. Have it half toned. So VG. and case work gonna be half toned as well. Apply. Okay, looking good. Some little thing. Okay, so I still have the planting. Okay, so VG. No, actually, I'm gonna do it directly from here. It's just easier. Maybe this one I'm gonna hide in view. Not this one though. I'm going to keep this one for the plan, but this one I'm gonna hide in view. So instead of hiding the entire category, I'm only gonna hide this element. This is the way I do it, and I'm gonna override graphics in view by category, and I want to be half toned as well. Apply. Okay. Okay, so at this stage, my clients, they don't want to see the grid lines, especially not the brick grid lines. One thing that I want to do, I want to rename this type of grid to be the, we only have one type, one family with three types. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna edit this type, and I'm gonna duplicate it, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be the grid, the brick grid. Brick grid. I'm gonna keep the same nomenclature, so just saying, I guess, okay and okay. Instead of just this one, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this one, select all, and this is gonna be the brick grid. And one thing that I don't want to see at this stage, it's this kind of brick. So I'm gonna select all, and instead of selecting entire category, because I want to see another type of grid, I'm gonna hide these elements itself. So I'm not gonna hide the category of grids, I'm gonna hide these grid elements, because I will create another grid just for this. Okay, so at this stage my design is looking more or less all right. I'm gonna have some overall dimensions, so my client knows what size is the house, and what's the what's their overall dimensions. So I'm gonna come from here. I'm gonna go from this face to the other edge, 1580. Again here, try to keep the same spacement, more or less. Tab for the edge, and tab again, so my client knows how much. And I'm missing this dimension here as well. Try to think as these drawings as we want to sell this house. It's still not enough work to be constructed. It's just a rough sketch idea, so then we can present to our client and we can sell it or not sell it. So it's a gambling that our team and our company is doing here. So we're not going to go so deep into it. We're not going to spend so much time into the project at this stage. Just some overall dimensions, and what I'm going to create as well, it's some legends and some information about the rooms itself. And for that, I'm gonna create color scheme based on the room names. I'm just gonna put it aside so then it can color all the rooms. It's gonna be easy to understand as well. So for that, I'm gonna come to architecture, color schemes, and I'm gonna do room color scheme, and I'm gonna use name, and I'm gonna use these colors for now. I'm just gonna say apply, say okay, and I have to activate this color scheme into this view. Color scheme, this case is gonna be rooms. It's gonna be my name. I'm gonna apply, and that's okay. So at this point, what I need is just a legend for my color scheme, and I can find that through the annotate tab, coming here to the color field, and this is for pipes and for ducts. This is some system color schemes. What I need now, it's a room color scheme, and this is what I want actually. So I'm gonna come here, just gonna place it more or less to this side, and of course take this as a reference. This is a good reference for the outline proposal drawings, but spend some time into it, spend some energy into it. It will work better. So um, as an annotation standpoint, these are the tools that we need to create an outline proposal drawing. One thing that I forgot is just to rename this level 1. So I'm gonna just rename this one to be level 1 outline proposal drawings. And do you want to corresponding level and views? No, I just want to do this level 1. Okay, so what I'm gonna create, I'm gonna create the level 1 for project proposal, and the same procedure here. So I'm going to come to the view, I'm going to create a completely new plan view, floor plan. I want to duplicate level 1, yes. I'm going to rename it right away. So I'm going to rename level 1 underscore project proposal. I'm going to say, do not show me this again. Would you like to rename corresponding level and views? No, thank you. Okay, for my outline proposal drawings, some of the procedures will be the same. Topography, I'm going to hide in view the entire category. I'm going to hide this tree as well. So hide in view. Actually, I'm going to hide both of them. So I'm going to hide the category as well. All the grids for the bricks, I'm going to hide it as well. I'm going to create a special plan drawing just for the bricks. So I'm going to hide the entire category. Again, furniture, some parts of it is going to be half-toned as well. So right-click in it, overlay graphics in view by category, half-tone, let's say apply. Plumbing and the casework as well. So I'm going to go to VG plumbing, plumbing fixtures, half-tone. I'm going to say apply just to make sure that yes, and casework. Half-tone as well. Let's say apply. I'm gonna have a look into it. Yes, so at this stage I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna change the definition from the view to be fine. I want to see it hidden line, or maybe with some I'm gonna see the cut lines. Yes, I'm gonna make some insulation lines in the parts that really matters. So I'm going to go annotate insulation lines, and my width is going to be, I don't actually remember, so I'm just going to create the dimension here just to check. 170. I want to keep these two lines visible, so I'm going to go 160, and I'm just gonna go. This is not really the center of the insulation. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna create a detailed line in here, and I'm gonna draw from this midpoint. So insulation from this midpoint. I'm gonna delete this line, and I'm just gonna extend the insulation until the edges of the wall. Yeah. Half-tone discretes as well, so override by category, half-tone apply, so then my isolation is a bit more clear. I'm just going to continue with this job, and when I finish with the insulation I'll go back to you. Okay, with my insulation in place, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this grid line to another format. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the insert tab, load family. I'm gonna go to the annotation. Okay, so loading in the annotation folder, I have some grids heads in here. I have a circle, I have an hexagon, and I have with no bubble or with a square. I think I'm gonna go for the hexagon at this stage. So what happens is that this symbol, it's loaded into my project, but my family doesn't have that symbol loaded. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this type, um, and I'm gonna call it test grid. Let's see if I can do brick test grid. Actually, test grid. I'm gonna remove the bubble. I don't know if it's gonna be 6.5 millimeters, so I'm just gonna remove this one. um, I'll say okay, and in this one my symbol is going to be different. I'm going to use the hexagon. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say okay, see how it looks. So it looks a bit better actually, bit big I would have to say. um, so what I'm going to do actually, I might have to change this family itself, um, so it's a bit smaller. It's not such a big symbol here, especially when you're printing. If we go for 1 to 50, of course it looks a bit better, but I want to print this at 1 to 100. So in 1 to 100 definitely is too big. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to come here to file. I cannot select as the other families. I don't have the edit family. um, Actually, I have another option to do it. So I'll come here to the project browser. I'll go to the to the annotation symbols. I'm gonna go to the hexagon in here, right click on it, and right click on it, and um, I'm gonna type properties. Okay, and the radius here, I'm gonna go for 3 millimeters. I'm gonna see if it 3.0. Let's see if it prints good. 33. Okay. Maybe it's too short, so it doesn't print the top. So I'm gonna come back again, and the type properties, I'm gonna go for 4 millimeters maybe. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, 4 millimeters seems to do the job. I'm gonna change this one for the hexagon as well. So this is the one. Yeah, it fits correctly. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come here, select all instances, and change them to be this one. I'm gonna delete number 15 because I'm not using it actually, so I'm just gonna delete this grid in here. I'm gonna adjust them a little bit more tighter to the project, just a bit better looking. And the idea here is that I'm going to use these grids only for the brick layout plan, where I'm going to show all the grids together. What I'm going to create regular grids. Okay, I have some problem here with this 2 digits symbol, so I'm going to come here again. Let's see if 4.5 does the job. 4.5, say okay. Not yet. I have to go to 5. It's a pity. It's almost like 6, but 5 millimeters. But at least they're not touching each other, so it's a bit clear now. Okay, so what I was saying, that what I'm gonna use in here is that I'm gonna create a grid system with less information than it is in here, and My idea here is that to have grid number 1 where grid number 1 lies, grid number 2 where grid number 4 lies, and so forth and so on. So then it's not so complicated, my design, and especially for my outline proposal drawings, they're gonna look a bit more detailed. Okay, so I'm gonna create another grid system. In this case, I'm gonna use yes, the 6.5 grids, and I'm just gonna go and use the edges of the building and the main features of the building itself as well. So I'm gonna use the edges of the building. Create one more here. I don't care about the numbers at this stage, or the naming of the grids. I have to figure out a new naming for the grids. That's something that I'm going to do after that. Actually, I want to snap to this one and snap to these two as well. This one I need to snap to these two as well, and this one needs to be snapped as well. Where's the point? Is in here. Yes. I think I'm gonna find something here in the middle where I can put my grid in the middle of these two, and in here somewhat as well. I'm gonna use maybe in the middle of these two grids, the 10 and the 11. I'm gonna have another grid, and here I'm gonna find the middle. I think it's gonna be the I grid. I have to check. I'll get back to you when they are in place. I actually end up renaming my grids. I use these ones to be the brick grids, so I use the B before the letterings and the numberings. So what I'm gonna do, this is not a brick plan. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select all instances, visible in view, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hide these elements because I don't want to hide the entire grid category. I just want to hide these elements, and this is what the end up result. I'm might gonna go and change them a little bit so they're a bit tighter. I have some dimensions to put there, I remember, but for the moment I'm gonna keep it a bit tight. It just looks a bit better. Okay, so talking about dimensions, I'm still gonna need the room area and the room name. So what I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna come to the outline proposal. I'm gonna select all these tags. I'm gonna copy them to my clipboard, coming to level 1 project proposal. I'm gonna paste aligned with the current view. Copied because they could not find the host. Which one was that? Everything. He couldn't find the host for the walk-in closet. The rest is copied. I can also check which ones they were not copied, and this is the ID of the element. I could search this element through this ID in Revit, but I know because I realized it was this one. So I'm going to say close. No problem. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create similar, and I'm going to place it here. Probably was because it was outside the room or something like that. Yeah. So now I have the tags in place. I'm going to place this one a bit to the center. What's happening here now? I'm going to take the overall dimensions. So I'm going to create dimensions for you that don't know. Annotate a line dimension. I have several types of linear dimensions, but the only problem is the only problem is that I only have with 3 millimeters. This is good for me now. I'm just gonna do the overall dimensions. So overall dimensions of the building, use the grids just to guide myself a little bit, just a bit easier. After that, I'm gonna use the grid dimensions, so something like this. I'm gonna do same in here. Probably have to give some more space in there, but I'm gonna change the dimensions of some annotations. So I have overall dimensions now. I'm gonna need some openings. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another kind of dimension, aligned as well. This stage is going to be aligned, and instead of going to be, I'm looking for, instead of using individual references, I'm going to use entire walls. I'm looking for openings, the widths of the openings. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to do something like this in here. Probably is a bit too big, this text, but I will take care of that. So there's no openings on this side, no openings on this side, but I have some openings in here, and I also have some openings in this side. It's a bit of a mess in this side as well, but one thing that I have to do for sure is to change these 3 millimeters for 1.5 millimeters or 2 millimeters. I'm going to try 1.5, so I'm going to edit this type, I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to say that this is going to be 1.5 millimeters. I'm going to remove number 2. Let's say OK, and on the text in here I'm going to go 1.5. Let's say OK. See how it looks. Yeah, it looks a bit better. One thing that I don't want to have these witness lines so big as well, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit this type again, the witness lines gap to the element, I'm going to change this to be fixed to the dimension line, apply. Yeah, it's a bit better now. I think I need to change as well the thick marks and also the witness lines. They're still too big. The thick mark line weight, I'm going to move it to be 1 millimeter. Let's see how it looks. Nothing changed here. Witness line length, I'm going to go for 1 millimeter, 1.0 millimeters. It's a bit better now. Witness line extension, 1 millimeter as well, so 1 millimeter as well. Missing this one, thick mark line weight. I'm gonna go for 1 maybe, or maybe for a 2. Supply, okay. This is better. Diagonal, thick mark, diagonal 3 millimeters. Let's see if I have something smaller here. Diagonal 3 millimeters. Open dot arrow. Let's check the none to see how it looks. Yeah, it looks a bit more clean. So I think I'm going to use this one. Okay, so all the openings I'm going to change for this type. I'll select them all using the control. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to say linear 1.5. Okay, much better now. I can close them to their reference, including this one as well. There's something here that I didn't make it correct. When I was doing this dimensions, I was picking up wall center lines. I should go to the wall faces. When I was doing it, I cannot change it now, so the way I have to do it, it's just easy if I delete them. So I'm going to delete them, create another one. So in this case, it's going to be 1.5 wall faces. That's correct. Entire walls, options, widths. That's fine by me. So now it's more correct. So I'm just going to put it somewhere closer to the windows, somewhere here. this one somewhere here as well, this one here, this one in here, and that's it. This one's here. What I'm gonna do, I'm just don't want to see this dimension in here. It doesn't really, yeah, it might help me actually, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna move this 840 to this direction, so then it's a bit more clear. Maybe not so far away, it doesn't look that great, something like this, so it doesn't intersect. Okay, so I'm gonna just put some interior dimensions, overall dimensions inside my rooms. So click on one, create similar. Just gonna go for wall faces. I don't want entire walls at this stage, I want individual references. So this wall face and this wall face, something like this. I'm gonna repeat the process for all the rooms. Okay, so after doing the interior dimensions, I noticed that my overall, maybe that my grid dimensions, they should be a bit smaller. My overall are okay, just need to be bolded actually. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna edit this type to be, I don't know, maybe 2 millimeters, something like that. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna edit this type, duplicate, and instead of 3 is gonna be 2. I'm going to remove the 2 from it, and I'm going to be delete. It's going to be 2 millimeters. Okay, so it's a bit better now. So all these grid dimensions, they're going to use the Arial 2 millimeters. Okay, I'm going to move these ones closer together, something like this, and also including these ones as well. These ones are correct. Okay, so at this stage, what I need some more information about my rooms. I'm gonna create a room schedule, so then I can place it on my sheets.